We made it. TGI Friday on the Fun Astrology Podcast. Thomas Miller, thanks for stopping by. We've got a great listener question today. We're going to talk about synthesis a little bit, the seventh house a little bit, love a little bit, and planetary strength. But first, let's set up the weekend. Not much to do this. This won't take long at all. The moon today is in Pisces. It moved in at 2:53, just before 3 a.m. this morning, and it will be there today and tomorrow. Today, there's a cool aspect. The sun is trining Neptune. This is a big one in financial astrology. This is a ring the bell in financial astrology. If you're following a company and you get a sun trine Neptune aspect, especially if it's in things like biomedical, pharmaceutical, oil, gas, anything to do with liquids, that's a big one in financial astrology. But as far as we go, just for how we're going to live today, is that if you're looking for something spiritually attuned, extra intuition, extra spiritual insight, this is a really good one, as long as you have not picked up your reading glasses with buttery fingers. If you get on that foggy side of Neptune, not so much. But if you're on the clear side of Neptune, then this is a really cool aspect. It's a very good aspect, in fact. Sun trining Neptune, 11:53 a.m. this morning. Now, tomorrow, well, Stephanie will be here with medical astrology. We're looking forward to that. In the sky, not that much. We've talked about it all week. Add a Pisces moon to it, you've got tomorrow. Now, Sunday, that moon goes void of course just after midnight Eastern Time and stays that way until almost 11 a.m. That void of course will end Sunday morning at 10:47 a.m. Eastern Time. Then you've got an Aries moon. So if you're planning your Sunday afternoon calendar, chill out in the morning, get things done in the afternoon, right? And that sets up the weekend.
Hi, Thomas. This is Dee Dee. I was looking at a friend's chart, and they have Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, all three, in the seventh house in Capricorn. I was wondering, what would you tell a client if you saw that in their chart? Which planet is the most dominant? In this case, I know Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn, but what about the other two? Which one is the most dominant? And what would you tell them as far as relationships? Thank you for your help with everything, and I love your podcast.
Dee Dee, thank you. I love your question. This is great because it takes us down so many potential roads. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time here to hit all of them, but I'll give you a quick sketch of kind of answers to this question. Okay, several clues. Clue number one is we're talking about the seventh house. So that's the house of relationship. So one is we're looking at how does this person perceive, do, or is karmically involved in the area of relationship. And you're absolutely right. So if we're reading this from a karmic perspective, that Saturn and Capricorn means that there were some relationship challenges in the past that have come forward to be resolved. So one of the first things I would say is that if I were getting into a relationship with this person, it would be with the awareness that karmic business will be done. And that's great, and it sounds fun until it's about 2 or 3 or 5 years old. And then it's like, oi, are we sure we want to do this? You know, and I got that awakening when I got that reading from that astrologer in Denver who said, oh, your chart makes me dizzy. All of a sudden, it gave me permission to be okay that I came here to do this work. So what is success or failure? That you build a company that is big enough that you can buy your own rocket program to the moon or Mars or whatever? Or that you rolled up your sleeves, that you gutted it out, that you went through some failure, that you turned it around, and that you stepped into a whole new reality for yourself, and you did it after you were 50 years old. I promise you, when we get to the other side, rockets won't matter. Now, the other thing is she's asking about which planets are dominant. Well, that is actually the basis of the Astrology report that is offered in the product section of the funastrology.com website. That's it, the Planetary Strength Astrology report. Astrology was something that, as best I understand, was developed by the Church of Light out in California. And this software that I have is their software, so it's coming from the root source. Other software programs have adopted it, including SolarFire, Janus, and others. But the interpretations that we provide on that report, and you can see a sample, I think it's my chart, you can see a sample of that, are from the original source of Astrodynes. There is a formula, and it would tell you which of those planets is stronger than the other. Now, we've also talked about detriment and fall. This is one of the ancient techniques, but this is another clue to this question. So we would look at both the other two remaining planets. We know that the Saturn, being the ruler of Capricorn, that's what that is. That's its one role. So then we would ask, are either Uranus or Neptune in detriment or fall in Capricorn? And aha, yes, Neptune is in fall. Why? Because Neptune is in exaltation in Cancer, and that's the opposite sign of Capricorn. So we already know right there that Uranus would be a stronger influence, and that means that relationships with this person are going to be fun and unique, or at least we'll have some surprises, which is obviously in contrast to Saturn in Capricorn, which wants nothing more than stoicism. I'm just kidding, but you get the point. I mean, that is all about structured. So we'd also need to see what the aspects are. So, you can't just take a single slice and interpret. We'd want to know where Venus was. We'd want to know where the nodes were. And it all fits into the context of reading the entire chart. But you've got an active Uranus in a stoic placement. So see, I'd want to know where Jupiter is to offset that as well. So you can see how all of a sudden this just becomes a blend. And Steve Forrest says this in his books so often, and it rings so true, is that, when somebody says, hey, can you take a quick look at my chart? You find out very quickly that there's no such thing. Great question, Dee Dee. I really appreciate it. Planetary strength. Ooh, we haven't had that one before, so I love it. Astrodynes for the overall chart. This one, pretty clear. Saturn is the ruler, Neptune in fall. You've got your answer. Have a great day. I'll see you guys tomorrow with Stephanie, and we'll be back Monday for another week of Fun Astrology. Have a great weekend.